Hello students, previously we had discussed fourth question and we had discussed a couple of sub questions in the fourth question. Right now we are coming to the fifth question, A part. We will be discussing the fifth question, A part. Let's come to the fifth question, A, the first part. One difference between the longitudinal wave and a transverse wave is longitudinal waves consist of compressions and rarefactions. You already aware about compressions and rarefactions. So they have one distinguish, they have already given longitudinal waves consist of compressions and rarefactions. So rest you have to explain. Okay, the question is for the first part, explain in terms of compression and rarefaction using the idea of about particles. So as you are already aware, there are two motions, particle motion and wave motion. So you need to explain this with the help of particle motion. So during compression, what happens is during compression the particles are very close to each other. Okay, during compression the particles are very close to each other, and during rarefaction what happens is that particles are further apart from each other. Okay, from during rarefaction the particles are further apart from each other. Now coming to the fifth question, A, the second part, describe one other way in which longitudinal waves and differs from the transverse wave motion. So in short you have to distinguish between longitudinal wave and the transverse wave. So here three parameters about longitudinal waves are given. First parameter is the oscillations of the particle. It can be written oscillations or vibrations of the particle of the wave are parallel in the direction of propagation of motion of the wave. This happens in longitudinal waves. So longitudinal waves, the oscillations of particle of the wave are parallel in the direction of the propagation of motion of the wave. Then longitudinal waves, energy transfers in the parallel direction. So if this is parallel, right, these two are parallel, so energy transfers in the parallel direction, and medium is required for longitudinal waves. Compulsorily medium is required. Okay, now coming to the transverse wave. Transverse wave, we can give the oscillations or vibrations of the particle are perpendicular. Perpendicular in the sense this is perpendicular 90 degree. So this is showing a 90-degree path. So 90-degree path is, you are already aware, it should show a perpendicular angle. So perpendicular, the oscillations of the particles are perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. So that is for the transverse wave. So we have solved the first question A, the first part, and the first question A, the second part as well. Thank you so much. Hello students, previously we had seen question number 5, A part, where we had solved the A part, first one, and the second part also. In A there were two parts. Now we are going to solve fifth question, B, the first part. The first part states there is a sound wave of frequency 0.12 kilohertz that travels through a rock at a speed of 3500 meters per second. So you have been given the frequency. Frequency is denoted by the small letter f, and the frequency is 0.12 kilohertz. Okay, and the speed of the wave means this is v, and we have been given 3500 meters per second. Okay, we have to calculate the wavelength of the wave. So wavelength is denoted by lambda. So we can put this in wave equation. V is equal to f lambda, where v is the speed, f is the frequency, and lambda is the wavelength. Okay, and we substitute the values 3500 meters per second in terms of, in the place of v, and in the place of frequency we substitute 0.12. It is kilohertz, so we use 10 raised to 3 in the place of kilo, and hertz. that is the unit of frequency, into lambda. So lambda will be, this is in the numerator and this goes into the denominator. Okay, so if you divide these two terms, you will get 0.2.916 meter. Okay, so you have got lambda. This is the wavelength of the wave. So you have got 2.229.16 meter. Okay, so this is the lambda what you have calculated. Now we will be going to the second part of B itself. Question 5b, the second part. The second part states that the wave travels from a rock into air. So there are two mediums, you can see, one is rock and one is air. Okay, and state and explain whether the wave will be audible to human here. So is it audible to human here? You have to state and explain. So the statement and explanation, they have given two columns. So in the statement column, this is the answer what you need to write. In the statement column, you need to write the frequency does not change in different mediums. So this is rock, this is the first medium, this is the second medium, air is the second medium. So frequency does not change in different mediums. What frequency? The frequency of the wave does not change. The first medium is rock and the second medium is air. Explanation: yes, the wave will be audible. Why it will be audible? Because audible range is of the human ear is in the range between 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. So audible range, you are already aware, audible range is in the range of 20 hertz to 20 into 10 raised to 3 kilohertz. So we have solved the fifth question, B part, the second one. Okay, so we have solved the fifth question, B, first part and the second part. Okay, thanks for watching.